You will love to do free motion quilting on the Pfaff Quilt Ambition 2.0 sewing machine. Number one, because your foot comes with this machine that you need, and you have 8 inches of space here. So it's much bigger than most sewing machines, and you've got those 3 LED lights shining brightly down on your project. So especially if it's a darker fabric, you're going to really get to see what's going on, plus all this extra space. So I'm going to show you how you put the foot on and get set up for free motion. But one thing to keep in mind is it's really a good idea to put your sewing machine down in a cabinet. It has truly made me a better quilter. Once I had my sewing machine flush with lots of area around it, plus it wasn't as high as it's sitting right now, it's much lower. It's about 4 inches lower, and then I'm more on top of my project when I'm working. So if you're just using it like this, keep in mind that even a slide-on table, a table that sits around this from your local Pfaff store, will be 10 times better than just trying to do it around this little kind of area. Start by taking the accessory box off the machine and lowering the feed dogs. Remember, that's done behind the free arm. There's a little lever back here that we're pushing to the left side, and those feed dogs go down. Next, take your screwdriver and remove the entire foot and ankle from the left side. This whole entire mechanism needs to actually come off, and this is not a clip-on foot. It actually attaches to the post with this screw that I'm loosening. As you look at the free motion quilting foot, you are going to notice that there's kind of a little spring on this side. You must have this spring above the needle screw. So it's going to sit right where my finger is. It needs to be above that. So you're going to slide that up around the post. That lever that I was mentioning will sit above the screw here. And then just go ahead and realign the screw and tighten that back up so there's no wiggle room as we're stitching. Free motion quilting is something that takes a little practice, but with a few things on this machine, you will help get there a little sooner. Let me show you what I'm meaning. Here is a speed control. So first thing I always tell my students, if you're just getting started, is reduce the speed to about half. That way, when you step on your foot control all the way down, you'll notice that it's in a more controlled, not a high speed, but controlled speed that you can actually start to get used to moving your hands to kind of get that nice even stitch length that you're shooting for. Next, you can also set your machine to stop with the needle in the down position. That way, anytime you start and stop, that needle will hold your place until you're ready to start again. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a couple things. So that's as fast as half speed will go. So here's what we're doing. We're just starting to move around and try to get those stitches to be fairly equal in stitch length. The next thing we want to do before we go any further is look at tension. So on the front side, we see a fairly equal stitch, but the proof is always on the back. So see how I'm getting kind of what I call little eyelashes or spider web looks? This is where we need to take our top tension and increase it. We need to pull this bobbin thread closer to the back of the fabric. So when we talk about increasing it, I'm going to take it from 4 all the way up to, let's go up to 6, and we'll see where we are. I actually have a variegated thread in the needle and a different thread in the bobbin. So adjusting the tension is going to be almost required because the 2 threads are not an equal weight. So I'm going to stitch a little bit more, and we'll take a look. Stitches look good on the front, and better, not there yet. Don't be afraid to adjust the tension. I am getting it going in the right direction. And if you never know which way to adjust the tension, all you need to do is either one way is going to make it a lot worse, or one way is going to make it a lot better. Ah, there we go. See how the stitches are nice and pulled tight against the back of the fabric. Now I am still seeing a little bit of my colorful thread back here as just a little tiny dot. That's okay. That's really what I'm looking for. I could go up a little bit higher if I choose to, but all in all, when I quilt, this is really going to be what I'm looking for excellent tension. Don't forget when you're done free motion quilting to raise the feed dogs back up so you're back ready for sewing. I have become a better quilter by taking craftsy classes and free motion quilting with some of the most smooth teaching instructors. And I'm going to put some links below this YouTube video that you can check out and see which classes would be best. And then you too can master free motion quilting on your own machine.